Welcome back to Eliza, everybody. We're continuing right where we left off in the last episode, which I don't even really remember where that was. I know that both of the dudes I used to work with on the prototype for this thing are aware that I'm back in the company again, but working as a lowly proxy for the AI psychologist. Whereas before, I was like up in the top rungs of the ladder. Holy crap-a-loney, man. This is, wow, Johnny Depp, you really let yourself go. Boy, did Amber really get to you that bad?
Hello, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I tell you, man, I got this butt itch. I don't know what to do. How are you today?
How are you today?
Well, my butt itches a little bit, but otherwise it's alright.
Let's just get this over with.
Yeah, okay. His heart's already up to 88.
Okay. What brings you here today?
Human resources.
HR?
The HR department brings me here today.
Oh, are you like someone who works for this company?
Why do you say the HR department brings you here today?
Because they're making me do this.
Okay.
Because apparently I have anger management issues.
Alright. Anger, negative. Issues, negative.
I sense that you're upset about this. Please tell me more.
Well, I'll tell you more. This is ridiculous. I was here before any of them.
Straight to the point.
I was here since the beginning, okay?
Okay, I already feel like I would be relating to this guy. Jeez.
I mean, look at my badge. Skanda employee number 617. That's a 3-digit number. I've been here for more than 25 years.
This company's been around for more than 25 years?
Yeah, that was back when what you communicated was more important than your specific communication style. Before hurting a kid's feelings became a bigger no-no than running a viable business.
Oh, okay, that's oddly specific. Hurting a kid's feelings became a bigger no-no than running a viable business. Oh, so he's sick of all the PC stuff?
Back then, we had a single office building. Just one.
Okay.
At that size, you fail a product launch, there's no more company. We all had to put in 150, 200, 300% to keep our shit together.
Speaking of which, how's that itch?
We were in the trenches, man. Bullets whizzing by overhead, artillery exploding everywhere, no fucking air support. Did it suck? Yeah, it did. But you know what? We shipped some great fucking products.
Okay, I'm not even in the same league as this guy.
We built this company into what it is today, and invented technology the whole world uses now. Governments, multinationals, everyone. But now we're big and slow, complacent, resting on our laurels while our competitors run circles around us. If our new hires don't understand the urgency of that, I need to make them understand, okay?
Why do I get the sense of... This is kind of a wild theory. What if Raynor or somebody sent this guy in here to say this stuff to me to get me thinking, you know, like, oh, hey, you know, to get me thinking I should take the job up higher, you know, with them.
We're history unless we get that drive back.
Why do you need to make them understand?
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but young people are really pissy and entitled these days. We recruit from top 20 computer science programs. These kids have been wined and dined all through their higher education. Every one of our competitors wants to hire them, so they get used to that. Now they all want to know what Skanda can do for them, not the other way around. Why would we want these conceited, over-celebrated whelps on our team? I'll never understand the logic there. Now, Mark, you have to be nice to the new hires or they won't like it here. Okay, so what, I'm just supposed to pretend everyone's work is great, even if it's a pile of stinking garbage? I'm sorry, but if I see shit, I'm gonna say that is shit. Tiptoeing around everyone's feelings all the time. That's how you end up with shitty products. That's how this company winds up dead, okay? We're fighting for our lives every day here. We can't take anything for granted. Someone needs to tell them that this isn't summer camp. This isn't fucking Coachella. Either you do the work and provide something of value to this company, or you get the hell out of here. Those are my rules.
Here's a question, Mark.
The AI is not going to know what to do with this guy. It's asking the same questions over and over again.
If you were able to have something you wanted right now, what would you choose?
I would choose to not waste my time here and get back to work. Believe it or not, I have important things to do. You know, things that dramatically affect this company's bottom line. Instead, I'm stuck here talking to this dipshit chatbot. Honestly, I don't even know why this division exists. I mean, what's the end game here? This company's lost its mind, you know that? We used to be unstoppable, man. We used to build real software. Ironclad software. Swift mail. All your corporate communications, put it all in there. It's fast, it's robust, it works. Boom. Info Vault. Index and search all your records. Any information you want. Easy. Done. But this fucking psychotherapy app thing. What's the fucking point? What does it actually do for anybody?
I mean... Oh.
I've heard through the grapevine that results are inconclusive so far. You know what they call a remedy that maybe doesn't work? Snake oil. Believe me, if I was the group program manager here, I would have killed it years ago.
She must not like hearing this.
Pointless. I mean, I have no fucking idea why it survived.
But again, is it possible they sent him here to say this stuff to make me want to defend it, and therefore make me want to get back to working on it from a higher position, you know?
Well, yeah, maybe I do. I heard a rumor that Raynor liked this chick on the team. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the level of decision-making we've sunk to here. But Mark, we're so successful. We dominate the market. Yeah, we do. And that's exactly why we should be worried. Just when you think you've won and you start to relax, that's when the wolves come and tear you limb from limb. You can make me take these fucking anger management classes, but that's not going to save this company. Costs are up, revenue is flat. Our cloud business is losing competitiveness. We're being outwitted, outplayed, on every level, man. And we're just letting them do it to us. We're too busy wasting time on shit like how I wasn't nice enough to the new hires.
Why do you think the new hires felt this way about you?
What? Why do they feel that way? Look, they get heated. That's the way it is. You think the Allies had time to make sure every soldier's feelings weren't hurt before they stormed the beaches at Normandy? And shit, don't tell me that this is not a war, because that's exactly what this is. My responsibility is to make sure we get great products out the door, on spec, on time. And I happen to be very good at that.
I mean, products are one thing, but this is like totally different what we're doing here. I don't know.
But if you want to start interfering with my ability to do my job, then we're going to have a problem, okay?
Ugh, there is no way this thing is...
What do you think would make things better for you?
I mean, you know what? Nothing. I'm probably going to hang it up pretty soon anyway. Go ahead, record that with all your cameras and shit. I don't care anymore. Wouldn't be surprised if Raynor's watching me right now. Raynor, you son of a bitch. You owe me a lot. Me, guys like me, we built this company while you sat up there in your star chamber, drinking tea and lording it over us. Yeah, don't think I don't remember that blank look you gave me at the holiday party. Like, who is this guy? Does he even matter? What does he do? Too busy appreciating ancient pottery to remember one of your oldest and most loyal battalion commanders?
3 of the last 4 negative words are shit. This guy really does have an itchy butt.
One of the humble, everyday guys who made you a fucking billionaire. What a waste of time. So, are we gonna wrap this up?
Mark? I'm going to suggest you try a program called Lakeside Fishing.
Alright, he's done. If this guy doesn't jump across the desk and, like, strangle me right now.
It may help you take your mind off things.
What, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? No, I'm not gonna do that. I gotta get back to work.
You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone.
Someone around here at some point needs to do some fucking work.
Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening. We hope to see you back soon, Mark.
You really think this piece of shit's gonna be the next big thing, huh?
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Ooh, did you hear the way she said that one?
Yeah, okay, goodbye. Fuck me.
Oh, man. Client rating, no rating given, no tip given. Wow, props to Evan for sticking with that. Evan, what am I talking about? Evelyn. Did I say Evelyn? Did I say Evan? Skanda Old Guard. Attitudes might be changing now, but the history is there. Sometimes the past is hard to escape. Where this company used to be something else. How long was I with the company before I left 3 years ago, I wonder? Because it couldn't have been that long. I mean, I'm what, like 30 now? So I would have been 27 then. Like the earliest I could have started would be maybe 18. I guess that's like 9 years though. I didn't recognize his face or name though. He must be part of a different division than the one I was in. Glad I never had to work with him. Goodbye. She really let him have it with that goodbye, man. I can't, oh my gosh. Whoever decorated this room must have picked a soft light with the idea it would help clients feel calm. But I'm not sure it's working. Yep. Whew. Can we talk to Ray about that one? Oh, next client already. Bring it on. Are we going to see another repeat here? Hey, Halle Berry, how's it going? Ganawan Harriman. Hello, Harriman.
Hello, Harmon.
Harmon, okay.
You found the place okay?
Yeah, no trouble at all.
Oh, it's a man. I'm sorry.
It's been nice since the fog cleared this morning, hasn't it?
Sure. We can dispense with the chit-chat. I'm ready to begin.
Okay.
Okay. What brings you here today?
First, let me note that I'm a graduate student at the University of Washington. I'm a PhD candidate in literature, English literature. The crux of the matter I've come here to discuss is that I've been having something of a difficult time with one of the other students currently in the program.
I love your accent, dude. This is awesome.
Before I get to the specifics, let me just first establish something that might be relevant. One thing I know about myself is that I've always had a certain fear of being left out. It's a very general feeling and one that's difficult to ascribe to any specific cause in my childhood or my parents, etc. Whatever the case, it might be beneficial to the remedial process to figure out where this feeling originated from. Perhaps you might explore that in this or a future counseling session.
All right.
Sure. I'm prepared to listen to any topic you'd like to discuss.
It's not even that I've been left out, exactly. If I try to think back in my life, I know that I've been afforded a certain share of privilege.
Yeah.
But I'm still afflicted with this bothersome notion that I've missed out on friendships, relationships, other opportunities. This is all just a bit of a background to help you understand my current situation with regard to another student in my program. I hope you're following all this. I realize now I have no idea how much intelligence you actually possess as a computerized system.
I'm following you. Please continue.
Perfect.
I mean, it must be such a relief to her when it actually comes up with something that sounds, smart or human.
So, her name is Sylvia.
Alright.
And her writing is incredible. Everything she writes, it's brilliant. She's perceptive, insightful, mordantly funny. Just some of the best writing I've read from anyone at all. And she's a grad student, like me, in the same program. Though we have different advices, so it's not so simple to find the pretext to start a casual conversation.
Mm-hmm.
She's also quite attractive on a physical level, so that adds another dimension of complexity to the proceedings.
Alright, you're bringing this up already. I get the feeling.
Then there's her friend group, which is very well established. She's with them every day, smiling, laughing. So that further complicates things, since I'm not sure how to approach the group and steer things so that I can engage in a direct conversation with her.
Look at all the positives over here, though. Of course, because he's talking about her. So.
I wish I had the bullheaded confidence it would take to simply approach her, but you see, I don't.
Is this really all this is? You're just in love with her?
Listen to me talk. I feel like a schoolboy with my heart aflutter. I didn't think this kind of thing lasted into one's adulthood, but I suppose I know now that it does.
Oh, hell yeah, it does.
It sounds like you might be anxious about this.
Wow. His heart rate's up there.
Is it a matter of anxiety? I don't know what I can do, other than muster up the courage somehow. I just need to tell her very simply that I admire her. She's such a good writer. Well, I don't expect you to understand it, of course, but, well, she is. She really is.
Okay, Harmon. I want you to imagine things going well. What does that look like?
Yeah, but don't imagine them going too well. Because I don't want to hear that shit.
Ideally, we'd start talking, have a wonderful conversation, spend...
Oh my
time
god!
together, support each other's work, fall in love, have a lot of sex, spend the rest of our lives in the warmth of each other's genius. I realize that may be something of a fanciful notion at this stage. Really, the most I can hope for is to be able to meet her in an open social setting, a party or something. You'll likely ask me why I simply couldn't create such a situation, contrive one, but that seems a little too aggressive for me, and also, I'm also concerned about what she might think of me as a person. She might immediately categorize me as a friend, and while I'm sufficiently with the times to know I would have to accept that, I can't say that I wouldn't be disappointed with such an outcome.
Yeah.
Is the risk of rejection enough to stop me from giving it a try? This is what confounds me at the present time.
Why do you believe you are worried about being categorized as a friend?
Oh, you know they had to account for this kind of situation.
Well, because it's not what I want. Because it feeds into this image I have of myself as something of an undesirable fellow.
You don't say.
I've always been a bit of a non-entity as far as sexual magnetism goes.
I'm not saying he's unattractive, I'm saying that the perception you get from... You know what, never mind.
I'm not saying I deserve or even want to be some kind of Casanova, but most people would like to feel at least somewhat attractive, right? That they can be desired, that they're worth desiring. Well, I very much doubt you would take any of this to heart. You are a computer program after all. There's no way your makers would allow you to come to that kind of knowledge, would they? If they did, society might be threatened.
Well, here we go. Intervention time.
I have some recommendations for you.
Yeah, go home, jack off, and forget that you ever said any of this to me.
First, I'm going to suggest a set of relaxation and centering exercises for you to do. You'll find them in the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. They may be able to help with your nervousness. Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about litosenal 2. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better.
Yeah, I believe I've heard of that. A beta blocker, is it not? Yeah.
Wait a minute. Aren't those supposed to, like, erase your memory? That's what they did in To the Moon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, maybe I could take a couple before I try approaching Sylvia.
Yeah, and then you'll approach her and say, wait a minute, who are you?
You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
Sure. Sure. I have to go. I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Alright, so we got 2 stars, which may or may not be 1 star or 3 stars, and a $5 tip. And that's a new client, so bring it on, I suppose. I wasn't sure of the exact reason, but I decided to accept Ray's invitation to help bake cookies. She gave me directions to a house in Wallingford. At first I was astonished by its size. Then I remembered her saying something about living communally with several roommates. That sounds like it could be nice, assuming everyone got along okay. Oh.
No, I don't have them. Yes, I'm sure. No, when you moved out, you took all those with you. I haven't seen them here. No, I'm not gonna look right now. I have a guest. No, it's a friend from work. Why do you care about that? I can't have a friend from work over? Give me a break. I just told you I don't have any of that stuff anymore. No, you must have... You must have lost it on your own. Stop it. Stop that. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Bye. Evelyn, sorry
Wow.
about that.
It's okay. Who was that, if I can ask?
Oh, just my brother.
Uh-huh.
He used to live here, but he was causing a lot of problems, coming home really late and making noise, not doing his share of the chores, and so on.
Hang on a second. Let me look at something. I remember reading about this. My brother's had some struggles off and on all through his life. He's wrestled with substance abuse and other problems. I worry about him, even though he says he's interested in getting help. He always backs away at the last moment. That's pretty much what I remembered.
We voted him out last month. Even me. Even though 6 months ago I was begging everyone to let him stay here, promising he'd be good. Oh well.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'm just disappointed with him. Again. I really thought this last time that he'd actually pulled his act together. But he didn't. I wish I could do more for him.
I know the feeling. What more can you do?
What more can you do?
I feel bad about it. Some of what he's dealing with is his own fault, sure, but not all of it. He's just not built in a way that's suited for this world. I wish there were better ways we could care for people like him. Instead, he just gets thrown out of every place he lives. His relationship with our parents is really bad, too. They aren't willing to try to understand him, so it all ends up going through me.
That must be difficult.
It's all right, really. I handle it like anyone else. We all have our own problems. Anyway, we don't have to talk about my brother. Thank you so much for coming over. I wanted to say it's been really nice working with you.
Yeah, it's been nice working with you, man.
It's been? Did something happen?
Well, no, but you aren't going to be a proxy forever, are you? I guess I assumed you'd be going back to your job at headquarters at some point.
I haven't decided what to do yet.
I haven't decided what to do yet.
Oh? So you're going to stay a proxy?
For the time being.
For the time being, at least.
That's cool, but why? I'm curious. I mean, if a high-level job at headquarters was a possibility for me, I'd do whatever it took to get it. No matter what that job was, it couldn't be more stressful than running 3 counseling centers at the same time.
I mean, if I'm being honest, as a player, I like being a proxy. Maybe she does. I don't know. I don't think she does. I don't see how anybody could. I mean, it's fun when it's a game, you know, but like... Ugh. Well...
I'm not sure. I think something about it is good for me right now. As a proxy, I just sit and listen to someone and I don't have to say anything back. I just witness someone's sadness or fear or anger or anything. And I can feel how they feel, sympathize with it. It's a calm feeling, even when the client is worked up. I don't know, maybe it gives me perspective. I'm starting to wonder if I ever really spoke with anyone before. Like, anyone at all in my life.
And sometimes when you're having conversations with people, you're so caught up in, like, you know, trying to put together your next line, Or like, well, it's like they always say, listening instead of waiting for your turn to speak or whatever. And having a job like that, you wouldn't be waiting for your turn to speak. You'd be dreading your turn to speak. But it also means that you'd be doing more listening than you normally would. Which I could see how that would be good for someone.
Were we all just talking past each other? Sorry, this is making no sense.
No, actually, it's making
I get
a
that.
lot.
But you could also help even more people by working on Eliza itself, right? Not to mention make way more money. Anyone can be a proxy, but you're important. And kind of maybe like a genius. After you told me you used to work for Skanda, I searched online and found some of your papers. They're,
Oh boy.
well, it's not like I can understand them, but they sure look super impressive to someone like me.
Please don't say that.
Oh, come on. Stop self-deprecating all the time. Look, I know this stuff seems like not a big deal to you. I get it. I really do. It's easy to undersell your own skills. I've done that my whole life. So take it from me, you don't have to downplay yourself.
Well, I don't think you know the whole story. I don't even know the whole story.
Take some credit for the amazing work you did, seriously.
Huh. Beautifully synchronized, don't you agree?
Sorry, Ray. Mind if I reply to this for a second?
Oh, go right ahead. I have stuff to set up in the kitchen anyway.
What did you think? Was she convincing? Will you come take the job now? How'd you get my number? I'm in the database, probably. Yeah, figured as much. It's big now, that's for sure. I remember when it used to run on my laptop. Jeez. Yeah, what do you mean? What else are they doing? Are they doing the virtual reality stuff? Well, that's the other guy that's trying to do that, though. Unless they're still working together. Okay. Yeah. But eventually, there's only so many possible stories. Is that what you're getting at? I mean, it's like, I don't know what to say to this. I don't even know how you define intelligence, yeah? Huh. Okay, I'm going to bed. It always takes me right back to that scene from I, Robot.
Can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot turn a canvas into a beautiful masterpiece?
Can you?
Sorry for abandoning our
going, Ray?
conversation like that. I just got something I really thought I should answer. It was kind of about what we were discussing earlier. There's someone at Skanda who really wants me to come back to my old job.
Who? It wasn't Rainer, was it?
Well,
No big deal. Just the CEO of Skanda texting you on your personal phone. Evelyn, you try to tell me you're not a big deal, and then Rainer Sai texts you personally at like 9 in the evening.
only because he wants something from me.
Still, though, that's amazing. What did he say? I mean, you don't have to tell me if you can't. I know how Skanda is about secrets, so I would understand.
He was saying, among other things, he said you could use general artificial intelligence to write poetry.
Is that the kind of stuff he likes to talk about?
I don't know. I haven't had many extended conversations with him.
Well, I think he just meant the poem as an example, like I said. Can a machine
Seemed
write
kind
a
of
symphony?
ridiculous to me.
I don't know if it's totally ridiculous. Poetry, well, most poetry that isn't free verse has certain patterns, right? It has form and meter and other elements depending on the type. A lot of people think poetry can be whatever, but it doesn't quite work that way. So it's not really that far-fetched to think you could use some kind of software to approach it, or understand it, or maybe even create it. It doesn't strike me as antithetical to the spirit of poetry.
I mean, a machine can write a poem. That sounds like that would be easy. But could a machine, understand what the poem means? That's a whole nother story.
I didn't know you had such developed thoughts about this. Did you study poetry?
Not specifically. I used to dabble in a few different kinds of arts and ended up learning a few things here and there. I've always had a wide range of interests. Of course, that meant I never concentrated on one specific area in school, which didn't do a lot of good for my career prospects, obviously.
Yeah. Jack of all trades, master of none. I know
If I
the
were
feeling.
smarter, I probably would have studied something more technical.
I want to tell Ray that kind of choice has very little to do with being smart, but I have the feeling she wouldn't
Have you
believe
ever
me.
been to a college recruiting fair for engineering and computer science grads? You must have, right? I helped run the Skanda booth for one once, and it blew my mind. They took over the atrium of the building it was in. There were demo stations, free food, Skanda t-shirts and swag. If a candidate seemed interested, they'd talk about flying them out to whatever Skanda office they wanted to visit, just to see it. And all the other tech companies and a bunch of startups I'd never heard of had booths just like it, too. I couldn't even imagine being that wanted as a potential employee. Every job I've ever applied for, I've been one among hundreds or thousands. So yeah, my parents were probably right. I should have done computer science.
At least now you know Raynor likes poetry. Maybe you could have a conversation with him about it sometime.
Am I being sarcastic here?
Then he'd learn who you are.
I doubt we'd have much to talk about. There's a pretty big difference between someone like him studying poetry and someone like me having opinions about it. Sometimes it's better not to cross that line, you know? He's part of a different world. Say, Evelyn, are you in a relationship? I'm just curious.
Damn. Well, that's an interesting time for the music to kick in. And if I had to guess,
Me?
no, I'm not.
No. I wasn't doing so well for the past few years. And before that, I just never had the time. It was just research and science and work, and then I woke up one day and I was in my 30s. Even if I wanted to date, I wouldn't know the first thing about how it's supposed to work. I wouldn't even know how to tell if someone were interested in me.
Yeah, that's perfectly understandable. I'm kind of over relationships myself, like on a conceptual level. Not even in a sad way, like really okay. If someone and I end up getting along, that's great, but I'm honestly okay by myself.
Yeah, man. Seems legit.
Yeah, that seems nice, actually.
Yeah, I only tried to have normal relationships for so long because I thought it was mandatory, something expected of me.
Mm-hmm.
But now I see where people my age end up, how they live, and I feel lucky. I feel like I escaped. I mean, I think it's fine for others if they want that, don't get me wrong. It's just not for me. I could maybe share my life with someone, but it would have to be platonic.
Yeah, I can't do taco night.
I'm not into, the physical aspect of it. Never have been.
Asexual, huh?
That's made it tough. I've never found someone who is okay with just, like, hanging out and that's our relationship.
Is that what asexual means? I mean, for the most part, I think it is, but... Yeah, that's cool, though. Sometimes I wonder if that's not what I am, because I kind of... Yeah. I don't don't like to get too personal on here or anything, but I've kind of sort of... Well, I told myself a long time ago, when I was younger, that I was just never going to have sex, but part of the reason I used to say that was, number one, because I kind of resigned myself to the fact that, number one, I was never going to get it anyway because I was too undesirable, and number two, even if I did get a chance to do it, I was scared that I wouldn't know how to, or I wouldn't know what to do. In some ways, I'm still that way. But, beside the point, this is not
People
about me.
will say they're okay with it, and then it turns out they aren't. It's frustrating.
Oh. Well, I'm the same way.
Well, I'm the same way about intimacy.
You are? You don't like sex at all? It's so rare to find other people like me. Sometimes it's hard to escape feeling like it's wrong somehow.
It's not.
I hope we can add features like that to Eliza at some point.
You should have already done that. By God, what year is this?
Some knowledge and understanding around sexuality and identity and relationships. So people who are different in some way have someone to talk to, someone to help them work through how they feel and maybe point them to some resources.
It sounds like a good idea. I mean, overestimating how well it works. I'm gonna say that sounds like a good
Sounds
idea.
like a good idea. I'm not sure how well it could really understand, though.
I mean, well...
Even so, just providing a space for people to be listened to can be really valuable, you know? I've seen it with my own eyes. People who get the courage to talk about themselves in a way they never could with another human being. And Eliza is what makes that possible. I know you want to avoid giving credit where it might not be due, but not giving credit to something that deserves it is just as bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. I'm sorry I keep coming down on it.
Evelyn, I'm not a psychologist or anything, but I think maybe the reason you're so down on Eliza is because you're down on yourself. I don't know what happened that made you leave what you had behind, but it must have been hard.
Well, thanks a lot, Mr. Train, for the much-needed input there.
Yeah, it was hard. It's like I lost that time.
Are you okay?
People keep asking me that. I really don't know. I'm sorry,
No, don't apologize. Actually, can I suggest something?
What's that?
Have you ever gotten counseling yourself?
Oh, here we go.
What, with Eliza? You think I should?
Yeah, I do. You've been the proxy, but maybe you could try being the client sometime.
I could, but I already know everything that it's going to say, so, you know...
It would be educational, at least.
I could just go in there by myself, like, disguise my voice, and
Isn't
just
that what you were doing?
play both
Testing
sides of
your
it.
product in the real world?
Maybe.
Just something to consider. Speaking of therapeutic activities, it's time to do some baking.
See, I feel like this conversation between the two of us is kind of what I needed, though.
I've got the dough all set out downstairs. We're going to do 3 batches tonight, 3 different kinds.
You can't get that with a computer. And you sure as hell can't bake cookies with a computer.
3 kinds? You're really outdoing yourself, Ray.
Nah, this is nothing. Oh, I have a favor to ask, by the way.
Okay.
Next time you talk to Rainer, ask him what his favorite type of cookie is.
Oakley dokley.